What if I told you that just $5, yes, just $5, could completely change your financial future? It probably sounds ridiculous. After all, these days, $5 barely buys a decent cup of coffee. But here's the surprising part. That same $5, if you put it in the right place, could eventually turn into thousands. And the craziest thing? Wealthy people aren't using some secret trick. They simply follow one small habit that most people ignore. By the end of this video, you'll understand why some people always struggle with money while others quietly build wealth without winning the lottery, without earning a huge salary, and without starting with millions. But first, let me tell you a quick story. Imagine two friends, Jack and Michael. They're both 25 years old. They work at the same company. They both earn about $3,000 a month. They have similar dreams, but one tiny habit changes their entire future. Every morning, on the way to work, Jack buys a $5 coffee without thinking, then lunch from a restaurant, later an online order. He tells himself, it's only $5. On the other hand, Michael enjoys coffee too, but he makes it at home and takes it with him. The $5 he saves goes into a separate account. He tells himself, I'm only saving $5 today, but I'm investing in my future. At first, even he wonders, what difference can $5 really make? But he doesn't stop. Every day, just $5. 1 week, 1 month, 1 year. By the end of the year, he has saved about $1,825. Now, the story gets interesting. Michael doesn't spend that money on a new phone, not on a vacation, not on expensive clothes. Instead, he uses it to start a small online business. The beginning isn't easy. The first month, he barely makes anything. The second month, a little more, but he keeps learning, keeps improving, keeps showing up. Eventually, his small business starts generating extra income every month while he still keeps his full-time job. Meanwhile, Jack is still wondering, where did all my money go? Now, does this story mean you should stop buying coffee? Absolutely not. If you love coffee, enjoy it. The point isn't coffee. The real question is, are your daily decisions helping your future or only satisfying today's cravings? That's the small habit that creates a massive difference over time. Most people say, I'll start saving when I make more money. But that day usually never comes. Why? Because as income increases, expenses usually increase too. This is called lifestyle inflation. Let's say today you make $3,000 a month. A few years later, you're earning $5,000. You think, now I'll finally save money. But instead, you rent a bigger apartment, buy a nicer car, upgrade your phone, eat out more often, and at the end of the month, your bank account still looks almost empty. The problem wasn't your income. The problem was your spending habits. So if earning more isn't the complete solution, what is? That's where the $5 habit comes in. Here's a real-life example. Millions of Americans spend money every month on small purchases they barely notice. A coffee, a subscription, food delivery, impulse shopping. Individually, they seem tiny. But over a year, they can easily add up to thousands of dollars. So before buying something, ask yourself one simple question. Do I actually need this, or do I just want it right now? That one question can completely change your financial decisions. But here's the mistake almost everyone makes. They start saving for a few days. Then, they fall back into their old habits. Why? Because they're trying to change their bank account without changing their behavior. And until your habits change, your finances won't either. That's why every January, people promise themselves, this is the year I'll finally save money. By March, they're back where they started. So how do you actually build better habits? Follow one simple rule. Pay yourself first. It means the moment your paycheck arrives, save money for your future before spending on anything else. Most people do the opposite. Bills first, shopping, online orders, coffee, restaurants, entertainment, and if anything is left, they save it. The truth is, there's usually nothing left. So if you truly want to change your financial future, save first, spend second. That one shift in mindset can completely change your life. Now you might be thinking, what if I can only save $5? Does it really matter? Yes, and here's why. Small habits beat big dreams. Most people want to make a huge start. They say, I'll invest when I have $500. I'll save once I get a raise. But that mindset keeps them waiting for years. Meanwhile, the people who simply start, even with tiny amounts, are the ones who move ahead. Because your brain doesn't remember the amount, it remembers the habit. If you can save $5 today, you can save $10 tomorrow, then $20, and over time, without feeling overwhelmed, your entire financial life begins to change. But before we finish, here's the most important lesson of this video. Being wealthy doesn't mean driving a luxury car. It doesn't mean owning a giant house, and it definitely doesn't mean wearing expensive clothes. Real wealth is freedom. Freedom from stressing over bills. Freedom from taking out a loan every time an emergency happens. Freedom to make decisions for your family without constant financial anxiety. And that freedom doesn't happen overnight. It begins with one small decision. Today. Just $5. Remember, wealth isn't built with giant leaps. It's built with small steps taken consistently every single day. So starting today, give your future at least a $5 gift. It may seem small right now, but a few years from today, you might look back and say, the day my life changed was the day I started with just $5. If you learned something valuable from this video, hit the like button, and in the comments, type, I started today. Let that comment become more than words. Let it become a promise to your future self. And if you want more simple, practical videos about money, don't forget to subscribe to Acorn Theory. Remember, you don't have to be born rich, you just have to build the right habits. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.